November is coming to a close, and that can mean only one thing. My look ahead into December. Yes, taking a look at all the physical media 4K Blu-ray releases that are coming out that I'm interested in, that I've got pre-orders in for, and that I plan on getting at some point. So let's see what December has in store for us. So welcome back to the channel, everyone. I do this every month. I do have a look ahead into the coming month and see how much it's going to hurt the wallet and whether I can afford everything, whether I need to cut back and that sort of a thing. So December, this year has flown by, totally flown by. And luckily, we've got the busiest month of the year past, November. November's where you see the crux of the releases in the preparation run up for Christmas. December itself usually starts off busy at the beginning for releases and for obvious reasons, then dies down for a few weeks until you come into January. But November's where most of it is. So here we are at December. So let's have a look. Let's take a look at what's out, what I'm interested in, those titles that intrigue me. Now, December the 5th. Yes. We get a 4K version of Pulp Fiction being released on this day. Obviously, in November, we did get the 4K steelbook of Reservoir Dogs, Quentin Tarantino's first movie. And now we have a steelbook and a standard release, standard Amaray 4K for Pulp Fiction. Now, I don't particularly like the steelbook. So I'm not going to be getting it. That being said, I want to get the Amaray version in 4K. The transfer of Reservoir Dogs was fantastic, and I'm hoping that 4K of this is pretty much the same. But the box art is fantastic. The black and white kind of noir vibe that it gives off is just superb in comparison to the sort of lackluster steelbook that we've got. And thusly, for that reason, I'm choosing the Amaray over the steelbook this time around. Next up, Blu-ray release, is the movie Clerks 3 from Kevin Smith. Now, I used to be a massive Kevin Smith fan, not just in film, but in comic book as well. But Kevin Smith sort of, he lost touch with what he was doing for a while, I felt personally, when he came along with films like, was it Tusk? Is that what it was called? I can't remember. But there were a few films that he'd done that were not really him. Jay and Silent Bob 2 was a complete letdown, and I had no hope for this film whatsoever. However, I did watch it because I loved Clerks 1, I loved Clerks 2. I thought Clerks 2 had a whole lot of heart within its story, and then I watched Clerks 3 and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was Kevin Smith back on form. So I will be getting that. Unfortunately, there is no Blu-ray release for Clerks 2 in this country, which is, yeah, quite annoying. But there we go. Next up is Star Trek Discovery. Star Trek Discovery Season 4. Now, Star Trek Discovery is a show that I have a wealth of issue with. However, I watch them and I collect them on physical media because it's Star Trek. I love Star Trek. And there we go. What can I say? I've got seasons 1 to 3 on steelbook, and thusly I've had to go for the steelbook of this one. Although I really do like that design. As much as I have issue with the character of Michael Burnham, I think the steelbook looks lovely, and thusly I'm getting that. Now, this one here, I'm not sure if this is coming out or if this has been moved back or that. So I'm into sort of minds as to whether this will actually get released, and that is Witchblade, the anime series. Now, I've not seen this, so it is going to be a blind buy for me, and I generally avoid blind buys. I don't like spending a lot of money on blind buys, but I'm taking a chance with this one because of the origins of the character. Now, Witchblade is a character from Image Comics, Top Cow, which was an Image imprint, created by Michael Turner. I'm very much aware of the comic book of Witchblade. There was a TV series that lasted one season, I believe it was one season, starring Yancey Butler. an actress called Yancy Butler, and I watched that as well. And because I'm very much aware of this character and what's been done before, I've never seen this anime series, and I'm very much intrigued in watching it. It was done a while ago, and thusly that is on the list of stuff to get. Yes. Now we jump forward a week to the 12th of December, and another quite busy week actually. So we have this week, we have Silent Running. Yes, film from the 70s, late 70s, a sci-fi film. It's a film that I watched not too long ago actually, because I have a sort of VHS Blu-ray version of it, but we've got a 4K coming from Arrow, and I love this film. I loved this film as a child. It's about, you know, Earth no longer has plant life on it, or wildlife, and the last existing sort of forests and that are on board these ships in space and these big domes, but the people on board are made to, at the end of the film, made to destroy these domes to get rid of them. And one guy doesn't want to do that, and he sort of blasts them off into space, and these robots have to look after them, and this sort of thing. It's a really good sci-fi film, very sort of much of its day, in that it was very sort of flower power type of a storytelling, you know, an eco story, eco warrior story. Yeah, so that is one that I will definitely be getting on day of release. And then we have Ticket to Paradise, which is a small comedy starring George Clooney and Julia Roberts. Now this film here, I went into without expectation. I like George Clooney. I think he's got a wonderful comic timing to him, and in this film it's no exception. He is great. I thought the film was very good. I very much enjoyed it, and it's a film I will add to my collection. However, whether I get it on day of release or whether I wait is another thing, and that because it's just a standard release, and no doubt within a couple of weeks after you'll be able to pick it up a little bit cheaper than what you would brand new. But again, remains to be seen. And then we have Better Call Saul. This is the final season of Better Call Saul. I have all the other seasons. I love Better Call Saul. I think it's fantastic. I've not actually watched this season of it. My intent was to wait for it to all finish and then watch it en masse in one go. Just sit down and watch them all over a couple of days. I never got round to doing it, so I might pick up the Blu-ray and do it like that. I don't expect it to be bad. Again, a blind buy it would be, but I've seen all the other 5 seasons that came before, so thusly, you know what I mean, I would be getting it regardless, and I doubt the quality has dropped at all in the writing or that sort of thing. And then also this week we get 4 Film Vault range releases. Yes, all on the same day. What are they? Goodfellas, Scarface, 1917 and Blade Runner. Yes. Now, I'm not getting all 4 of them. I'm going to get one. I'm going to get Blade Runner. I'm going to get Blade Runner. Even though I have Blade Runner, I'm going to get Blade Runner 1. Now, these are expensive. These are £50 a shot. Hence the reason why no chance I'm picking up all 4 of them. No chance I'm picking up 3. No chance I'm picking up 2. I did want to avoid, but I did buy into the video of the release of this Blade Runner 1. And thusly, yeah, it's on the list of stuff to get. I don't want to get into this, you know, I'm not a completist when it comes to film in that sense, in that I don't need like every Titans of Cult release. I don't need every of these Film Vault range releases. I don't buy into the numbering on the sides of like the HMV exclusive releases, a premium collection, whatever you want to call it. I don't buy into that. It's just a way to make you purchase stuff. So yes, I was contemplating getting 1917, but no, I have the 4K of that anyway, a 4K release, so I'm not going to get buy into this collection, with the exception of that one. There we go. And then we jump forward to the 19th of December, and almost on top of Christmas now. Now, this week here has nothing for me. Nothing for me coming out. However, Batwoman Season 3 has got a Blu-ray release in this country. that's fantastic if you're a DC fan. I've already got it imported from the United States, yes. So I've got that one already, yes. And then we've got House of Dragon coming out. I think this has got a 4K release, a steelbook release, obviously a Blu-ray release. And again, if you're wondering, no, I'm not getting it. I've not got into this series. Nothing about it intrigues me whatsoever. Game of Thrones has been and gone and done. It screwed up at its end. It dropped the ball massively in its final season, and then they've come out with this, and it just doesn't appeal to me whatsoever. So that this week here, the 19th, nothing at all, which is lovely, it truly is. And then on the 26th we do have a release of Kick-Ass. This is like 4K release, and I have got a pre-order in place for the special edition version. Kick-Ass is a comic book that I'm aware of, that I've read before the film was made. Mark Miller, who is also the mind behind things like The Kingsman and that. It comes from him. Yes, it's it's a great comic book. The film I really enjoyed. It blew me away, the first one. The second one was rubbish. But this first one, so to get a 4K release of that with special bonus features and all this, fantastic. Yeah, so anyway, so that's it for me. That is it for me for the month of December. And I'm expecting and hoping that January will be very, very quiet as well. But there we go. So a couple of busy weeks, a couple of very quiet weeks here. First half of the month busy, nothing for the second half. I say that now, no doubt something will come about. We shall see. But anyway, so that's it. Let me know down below, what are you looking forward to this month? Is there anything I've missed that you think, hey AJ, why aren't you getting that? Is there a reason why you've not mentioned this and it's coming out? There probably is. I know there's a lovely Evil Dead 2 steelbook coming out from Zavi. I already have it because it's a re-release. Yeah, so there might be some stuff you're thinking, why aren't you getting this? Ask me, I'll let you know. And that's it. This is me going. I'm getting away. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Come help join the channel, and I shall see you all on the next one. And I'm pretty sure that this month is going to fly by, and at the end of the month I'll be back with a look into January. So I'll see you then. Take care all, and goodbye.